Lee says that the US government and many other governments around the world are planning to do something that could make the crypto industry grow to levels we've never seen before in the next few years, and this really is going to be amazing if it comes true. On the other hand, there are a few important signs that you need to pay attention to, or else you won't see any of these gains. Hence, okay, hit the like button so everyone can see it. Now let's watch the movie and see what Tom Lee has to say. Gets caught in the end because some of the same money bid the same. Yes, I believe that Bitcoin may have been having trouble earlier this year with some of the deleveraging that was going on. This is for big investors who were just trying to get rid of their holdings. I believe this slowed down Bitcoin more on the weekends. But now that the debt has been paid off, I think Bitcoin will catch up to gold. Bitcoin's all-time high was over $110,000, so I think it has a lot of room to catch up as an alternative to the dollar. If you're interested in stocks on the stock market, you should know that doubt is still the name of the game and will stay that way. You think that the VIX high from April 7th will hold? Yes, I believe it will be tough to beat that amount of fear once more. I believe we are now past the peak of doubt. Even with the Fed mess, I don't think we've reached the worst of the pain yet. You know, I still think there's a chance that the economic effects will make markets shaky, but I think that fear will be hard to match again. That being said, I believe a structural low did happen. What's happening here is that a lot of the fear that people had about taxes is starting to go away. It looks like the markets are starting to get better now. We saw Bitcoin go back up to as high as $95,000, 0 cents a coin, for a very short time. A lot of people were very happy about this because it means we're once again getting close to the all-time high of $100, 0 cents per coin. We will have great times in the crypto space again if we reach that goal. This is because people will have made up for a lot of the losses they had during the trade war. Plus, both the Federal Reserve and the European Union are going to lower interest rates and increase the money supply at the same time. This is what I call the perfect storm, and it's exactly what we need right now. With that out of the way, there are a few more things to keep an eye on here. You can trade around this and make a lot of money on the ups and downs and wild swings, which are definitely going to be around the corner. You just need to know how the Fed, the government, and the markets are going to react. Pay attention. I'm not sure if I really believe it will be hard to beat. I could get a lot more. Oh yeah, people were pretty scared. Yeah, you don't think this is going to be the total blank that some people say it will be, like other breaks that were really important, do you? So let me ask you this. Does the S&P have a possible ending bear market low from here? Are we down 14% or something like that now? I agree. The 4,800 was the lap or low point that we hit a few weeks ago. Yes, and I think we could be dangerously close to that again in the next couple of weeks, because there's still a lot of uncertainty and investors are likely to be sitting on their hands. On the other hand, I think we should remember that companies are very resilient, and we'll learn about that during earnings season. Also, we could have a positive policy shock, which means that the market could see something as a win, whether it's one of the 15 countries we have a trade deal with or a de-escalation with China, which didn't seem likely overnight. There is room for a positive policy shock. Is there still another place where people buy and sell stocks? The New York Stock Exchange, if I remember correctly. Are you going to ring the bell? Yes, the bell is being rung this morning by our business at 9:30 a.m. at the New York Stock Exchange. We'll be honest, we like them, but you really are, because one of your ETFs has done $1 billion, 0 cents. It's called the granny shot. Yes. Guys, you know what a granny she is. Yes, I already shoot from below. Yes, that's right. I guess you can put more backspin on and I guess a pro who did Rick Barry. Yes, they can get about 95%, one of the best free throw shooters of all time and in the NBA Hall of Fame. Yes. So your granny shots are stocks that can't go down or don't go down at all? They do go down, but they're still connected to the main idea. That's why we want to figure out what the 10 most important themes will be, whether they're about AR, cybersecurity, or youth building issues. But we find stocks that are most strongly linked to more than one theme. In other words, it's a granny shot, because that stock has more chances to work. This is backed up by the fact that Bitcoin ETFs and some other ETFs have had some of their best months in terms of money coming in and going out. Certainly, if you look back at January and December, the numbers were crazy, especially in November during the election supercycle. In contrast, we're starting to see a lot more money coming in again since the end of April, or more specifically from the 16th of the month onward. This is very similar to what we saw in November, or at least in the early days of October. There is a lot more money flowing back into the markets, which is a pretty good sign that people are ready to take on more risk when they buy. That's a great sign that points us in the right way, but once more, the most important sign is that the money supply is going up. Don't forget that ever. It seems like every time the amount of money in circulation goes up, the crypto market makes a lot of money 6 weeks later, unless something very scary happens. Any coin will do, like Bitcoin or XRP. That is going to be the single most important thing that determines how high XRP will go during this bull run and the next one in 4 years. $200.00 for each coin. To be clear, that is a real chance that you should keep an eye on. But I know that many of you don't have time to catch every market bottom and every market top. That is really tough to catch. But luckily we have a team that does just that, and you can copy all of my moves to make a lot of money in the markets. We went up 400% in 1 month. We finished a few trades not long ago. One was up 65% and the other was up 18%. Based on what we're seeing in the markets right now, we'll have more this month as well. To get a free share of all of that, make sure you sign up for one of our 2 partner exchanges and pay at least $100.00. Also, you can get a 10% bonus when you make a deposit at BTCC right now. They are completely crazy for giving that away. You put down $100.00 in crypto, which you can do from Coinbase or anywhere else. You'll get 10% in deposit bonuses to cover your trading fees for the long future. Yes, that is really cool. You'll also be able to join my group after that. All you have to do is fill out this form. So send your email and you'll get it right away in your inbox on Discord or on Telegram. I'll see you inside. Lots of love to all of you. Goodbye.